Hello people, this is Ryder here with the review of the Kamen Rider Saber, Shogun Wonder Ride Book 01. Obviously, surprisingly, this actually got released before the initial toys, which is pretty rare. But anyways, we are going to be covering the Ames Animal File Wonder Ride book and the Metsubo Jinrai Monsters Wonder Ride book to coincide with the Hiden no Hiden Monogatari Wonder Ride book, which was obviously a campaign. So obviously, as you can see from here, we got Saber Brave Dragon at the front with 01 on the side. Kind of would have preferred if they had like Vulcan and Horobi for, you know, who is actually getting represented. But obviously these are the same kind of boxes we've seen. As you can see, the lineup just includes Brave Dragon Line Senkis, so we don't really need those. Obviously, I do appreciate at least it's a different picture of 01 and Saber. But yeah, these expired in July, so let's take a look at them. So here we have the two Wonder Ride books assembled. Basically just the stickers applied, like how we typically have it, like so. So here we have the Ames Animal File. This one's obviously probably my favorite out of the three, just because I really do like the Ames Riders, and I really do like how much more original these two books, like the covers for these ones are, but obviously because you have to apply them yourself, I apologize that mine's lopsided and such, but obviously we got the wolf for Vulcan, cheetah for Valkyrie. I really like the font for Ames Animal Files, or Ames Animal File. This is obviously an animal slot because of that. And I really just like the blue for this book. QR code for Gombarizing. Obviously, black base transformation page. Again, this one's probably my favorite of them just because it's Vulcan. And this one's actually also neat because of the fact you can actually pair this one up with blades. I think it is. No, I think it's a somewhat different pose, but I really do like this one overall. Last but not least, we have Metsubo Jinrai Monsters, which I think this one works just because technically, you know, all of the Magias that Metsubo Jinrai creates are all extinct animals, so I think it works. Also, this one actually, besides having Horobi and Jin, actually has Ikuzuchi and Naki, so that's really cool. Again, I apologize for the sticker placement. This one's lopsided the other side. But this one's pretty neat. I'm pretty sure these two are just heavily filtered pictures of official, like these are just heavily filtered versions of like actual suit pictures. I can especially tell with these two. I guess like, because obviously this one's just straight up the picture, but these ones at least try to like look artistic. And again, the purple's really neat. QR code for Gombarizing. I should really zoom into these, but again, they just give you a power boost. They don't do anything special. And then here we have the transformation page, which I think this one's probably the best looking one. I really do like the background they gave Horobi, and plus, it just works. Like, with Horobi here, it really is really cool. Yeah, let's take a look at the two books within the readable sequence. We have a lot to go through, so we will just try to power through that. But obviously, we will start with the Nagare because of the animal files and the animal file. So I'll say that's still the same. However, it would actually acknowledge that it is the animal file because it is blue, so that's neat. And then for this, we only do the Giri, the Geki. And then, obviously, we can pair it up with the Hiden Monogatari for the Nisatsu. So as you can see, the two colors will actually like flicker back and forth and such, which is pretty neat. And then the Geki yet again. That would do with the Nagare as we transferred to Rekka with Metsubo Jinrai. I forget that these actually incorporate the sounds of the Seikens to make them different, but you know, Saber will do the Giri sound. And then we already did the Nisatsu, however, if we were to do another one, I knew I forgot a combo in the demo, but as you can tell, so it does the same jingle, but it does know which books you use, which is pretty neat. But obviously, because we have this build up now, when we actually utilize all three books, so there we have the full Wonder combo of 01 Ryder, to which I appreciate it does eliminate all three colors. This one's like definitely one of the most unique ones we've gotten, because this is again one of the very few Wonder combos that will actually give us a full body and not just arms. So this is like a really interesting mix of like Hirobi's right arm, Vulcan's body, and 01's left arm. Like this, like I really do like how they outline this. This one is definitely one of the cooler like portraits we've gotten. obviously that's not anything spectacular. And then if we were to just do these two. Interesting that it ends on purple. I actually should change that up. And then the Kyomu, again, it's kind of the same, just like any other Wonder Ride book. Eternal Wonder. This one will do the description of an animal. This one will do the description of a divine beast. It says that one so aggressively. But I mean, again, I do like that the Kyomu actually does say the full names of the organizations, because that's honestly cool. This one. Again, not wrong, because this one does represent the divine beast and this one does represent the animals. Like, it's also just because these are the first books to do that, like, to give those phrases, so it was like, it didn't seem anything abnormal, but again, when we actually cover those generic books, which I think it's barely any, yeah, then you will see that they're not really anything unique. But I also really do like that multiple generic monsters can actually be used as a substitute for Jaku Dragon if you just want a generic transformation, like a really generic transformation, because it does say Jaku monster. It does do the obviously Jaku Dragon transformation that doesn't have the passage, and it also won't be jarring because this is a purple book. It won't transition to the purple LED, so it'll actually like stay on it and such. Why am I doing this way? But yeah, overall I think this is a really solid set. The facts, I think I explained this when I initially filmed the intro before the rebranding and such. I think that was sometime a while ago. Oh, but it is really interesting that Saber did put out a candy toy set before the actual toys got released. Like, that kind of shows that they actually really wanted to push the Wonder Ride books out. So it was kind of smart that they did pack these two books within the first set. To which I feel like, honestly, these two books by themselves are really solid because you can do the Nisatsu combo and such. But obviously when you have the Hidden Monogatari Wonder Ride book, it honestly makes Zero Wonder Rider is honestly one of the best Wonder combos you can do within the Sword Driver, because yeah, it like the sound wise it's still just the three books, but the thing is that it's the only Wonder combo that's programmed, like the only extra Wonder combo that's programmed that actually knows. Well, first of all, I think I should say this. This is the only Wonder combo that's multicolored, which is interesting. Like, the only one that actually gives out a unique jingle that's actually multicolored, which is really cool. And because of that, you can do up to 7 combinations with this one. Like, obviously, well, I mean, like, you get 7 things out of it. Obviously, 3 of these individually, then you can pair up these 2 by themselves, these 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you get 3 Nisatsu, and then you get the full Wonder combo. So that's like 7 combinations. to which again, I'm pretty sure I forgot to do this one and such. But this, like, these 3 Wonder Ride books, you get the most out of. Like, yes, it's lights. It's the difference are the lights. The sounds are not much, but again, because of the fact these actually are pieces and not just right arms or left arms, I feel like it actually does motivate you to actually see each configuration of this Wonder Combo, to which I'm kind of glad they put this one out right away. And honestly, it kind of did spoil us to like what we were going to expect out of the Wonder Combos, because all the Wonder Combos is just like, again, put 3 left arms together, all of them being storybooks. It just kind of became stale and such, which is why I wasn't really motivated to, like, you know, collect all the old Story Writer books, because I only just wanted the 3 I really wanted. Or because the things like Happy Rider and World Story Writer, those ones actually do motivate you to pick those up because they're actually different. Sound wise, obviously they're not, but like, you know, like Old Story and like Old Story is really the only one that they made abundance of. To which that one I feel like is kind of like an issue, just because it's like, you know, it's just a green LED with 3 right or 3 left arms. It's just not as enticing as like 01 Rider. Now, as opposed to like which versions of these I recommend you getting, because there are versions, just because. So obviously at the beginning of the toy line, we had the candy toy versions, to which I'm just gonna say right now, go get those ones up. They're honestly, they're a lot easier and they're more consistent with your Heathen book. But because like in obviously within like the Gashapon set within January, they needed to fill out the slots. So they decided to re-release them via Gashapon. Which, yeah, if you really do like the metallic variants, go ahead. The issue is that they're not consistent. Because obviously the Gashapon ones... We did cover a Gashapon set. The Gashapon ones, obviously, if you don't recall, have a flatter front page, but a more bulkier inner page, because they basically just transferred this page here to this piece, which technically the Gashapon ones, looking at a later review, looking at the Gashapon ones, they're basically more accurate to the DX ones. It's just because of the fact they're flatter. The Gashapon ones are more accurate for like just an opening the cover and such, but the buildable / candy toy ones are more accurate in terms of when you actually use it within the sword driver, because of it does emulate the thickness of like when it's opened like this and such. It's really complicated, but yeah, I prefer you just to get the candy toy ones for full consistency, and just because they're a lot easier to track down. To which, yeah, I'll definitely say these, I think over like the majority of Saber stuff, have been easier to get. These 3 were like atrocious to get initially, because obviously I think they're like $20 a piece, but now you can easily get them for like around like $8 to $10 and such. But yeah, like, I'll just say this again, like, the fact that they gave us one of the best Wonder Combo sounds, or just one of the best Wonder Combos out of the gate, really spoiled us with this toy line, and really deceived us with how the rest of these were going to be. Good on you, Bandai. But yeah, now I had to do this review. This is the fact that they did something like this, and that these technically aren't even Legend Rider books, is pretty impressive. But yeah, we're gonna move on to those. So that had to do this review. So this is Ryder and Ovi, people. I can't center this.